Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. This is your favorite show, Daily Calls, that answers all your stock-related queries on the program in case you're watching us here for the first time. The WhatsApp number is flashing on your screens. This is where you can send me your questions about the stocks in your portfolio, those that are coming afresh onto your radar. And also, don't forget to mention your own name, location, and your contact details when you send me these questions. Remember, you can also log on to our YouTube channel, go to Business Today, go to the Daily Calls live, and then go to the comment section to send me some of your questions there. I'll be happy to address that with our top market experts also on the program. We will of course be taking a lot of your questions. Along with this, we will be also focusing on what really is the current market setup in trade. We are down by about 134 points. It's been a choppy ride up until half time right now, but let's see how things really progress from here. Let's also look at some of the other key movements that you're seeing in the markets. Only two sectors, viewers, are holding up into the green. PSU banks up by 0.5% and just minor gains on the media stocks. All the other sectors have now slipped into the red. Especially pain is being seen on the broader markets now. Small caps that were up by over 1% yesterday now are seeing about a 1.5% crash in today's trading session as well. Look at the broader markets and metals that continue to lose some of their shine, 1.5% lower in trade. Remember, both bullion, precious metals, gold and silver have crashed in today's trading session, and that's also reflecting the mood globally on international bullion prices. There is a lot of positive talk on trade, on geopolitical front, and therefore one is seeing lower demand for gold and silver and the crash therefore. Auto stocks, real estate stocks, banking stocks, IT stocks, they all have again come under severe pressure in the trade right now. On the Nifty, you will see barely about 10-12 stocks higher in trade. Rest all of them are down. Trend is the top performing stock, 2% higher. This is after the earnings have come in, and some of the brokerage houses still have some cautious approach to Trend at this point in time. But despite that, the earnings flavor is being seen there. Look at State Bank of India, the front-running stock from PSU banks. That's also among the top gainers. ONGC, Geo Financial Services, Max Healthcare, Dr. Reddy's, these are some of the other names. It's a mixed trend. You have some winners from a lot of sectors that are contributing to the gains as far as the Nifty is concerned. But what's lower in trade, you will clearly be able to see Hindalco down by over 3%. Zomato, that rallied about 5% yesterday, is giving up some of those gains today, 2.5% lower. IndusInd Bank is down by 1.9% as well. You can also see some names like broader market winners at this point in time. You have JSW Cement that's gaining ground. You have Pokarna that's up and about. Devyani International, by the way, is up by 9%. That's also doing very well in trade right now. And you also have names which are hovering higher. Apart from this, Westlife Food Developers is also up. So a lot of QSR chains, I feel there is a momentum there. Let's also pull up Jubilant Foodworks. Let's also pull up, say, Burger King, and let's see how all of them are really moving up in trade. Jubilant Foods is also up by 5%. That's an interesting trend. So Devyani International, Westlife Food that operates McDonald's chains as well. Devyani International operates KFC as well as Pizza Hut. Sapphire Foods also is up by 6.5%. Jubilant Food is up in trade. So look at this entire space of QSR chains, the quick service restaurant chains. That's definitely in focus in today's trade, and we will try to find out what is this trend all about and what should you be really looking forward to as well. Let me also look at some of the other stocks. This is on the declining side, however. You have Zuari Agrochemicals that's down. Car Trade Tech from the broader markets is down. You also have Parag Milk Foods that's down. SKF India Industrials is down in trade. Websol Energy is also trading down. Reddington. These are some of the spaces that are actually not performing in the broader markets thereof as well. But let's look at what else is pulling the markets higher. You have a lot of names like Avenue Supermarts also doing well in the Nifty Next 50 names. Pidilite is higher post earnings. You have Adani Group stocks, some of them are actually doing well. Adani Green Energy, Adani Energy Solutions, both in fact are doing well in the Nifty next 15 names. On the banking side, PSU banks, like I said, definitely some of them are inching higher, led by SBI. You also have from the manufacturing space some names that are pulling up: Aditya Birla Real Estate, Cummins India. These are the names. Metals, you have the non-ferrous names that are higher today rather than the ferrous ones. In auto ancillary names, you have a lot of them that are buzzing. Talbros Auto is up. Kalyani Forge is up. You also have names like NRB Bearings. These are the stocks that are higher in trade. Let me also pull up the tourism stocks. In fact, apart from the QSR name, tourism stocks like EIH Hotels, TGB Banquet. Let's also pull up Lemon Tree, ITC Hotels. Let's see all of them. There is some momentum in look at the kind of volumes that are happening on EIH, 3.5-4% higher in trade. In the last half an hour, you'll look at, so Lemon Tree is not moving, but you have TGB Banquets that's up. You also have, I think, names within the other hotel, Indian hotels company is slightly higher. Royal Orchid is slightly higher. Some of these names are actually doing well in trade right now. Let me also look at some of the other key names from within the other stocks. You have FMCG names like Imami, 3% higher. Marico, Dabur, Godrej Consumer Products, that's up and about. These are the names that are actually hovering higher in trade right now. Let me also look at some of the other interesting names. IT is down today. Remember, IT had a big crash yesterday. In the morning, they had some uptick, but again, it's all slipped into the lower end today. Textiles and apparels showing us some uptick today. You also have internet companies like Nykaa is up by about 4%. That's truly buzzing in trade right now. So that's how some of the momentum is. We are awaiting the joining of our guests, and therefore we will just take a little bit of time to take your questions, and I will just be discussing with you the key the kind of wait and watch that we have to do on the gold and silver prices, viewers. Remember, gold and silver prices have again crashed. That's another talking point that all of you must know. There are wild swings that are being seen. Remember, last 2 days you had seen both gold and silver rally in trade, recover some of the crash that they had seen in the previous days. But today again, in the Asian market, silver prices are down by 17% in spot prices. When we talk about MCX silver, it's down by 9%. It almost went down 27,000 rupees per kilogram today. And even the gold prices, they're trending about 2,500 rupees per 10 grams lower in trade. So gold and silver, and therefore all the ETFs of gold and silver are also continuing to be trading downward. We will definitely look at all of this at this point in time. Let's also look at some of the other key stocks that you should be looking at. HAL, let's look at the defense name. That's in focus. Second day in a row when we are consecutively seeing a sharp crash on HAL at this point in time. Let's look at some of the other stocks. So HAL consecutively continues to trend down. This is after we have seen yesterday Hindustan Aeronautics getting knocked out of the race of the 5th generation of the stealth aircraft manufacturing tender. And apart from this, today again we have a brokerage house report. Morgan Stanley in fact has predicted another 34% downside to HAL, and therefore you do see some pressure on the stock too. Let me also look at some of the other key stocks that you should be watching out for today. Let's look at the power and the oil and gas names. That's also doing well. NHPC is up by 1.2%. That's the power space stock. You're also looking at the oil and gas names that are hovering higher. Oil and natural gas, of course, is 0.5% higher. HPCL, IOC, that's also up. So some trend there. Within the power space, it's only NHPC, but we are seeing some of the other stocks that are declining. Metal stocks largely down, but you have Tata Steel that's showing some strength. Pharma stocks, you have some of them actually doing well today. So Dr. Reddy's, you have Sun Pharma, you have these names that are still pulling up. Even Nestle, Cipla, that's also up and about in trade as far as the space is concerned within the pharma pack as well. Let me just go through some of the questions that are actually coming in, and we are waiting by to speak to our guest in a bit. We have a lot of our viewers joining in. We have Rishikesh joining in. Rishikesh says, hi Sakshi, really upset with the market these days. Want to transfer my railway fund 45% losses into long-term shares. Please suggest some stocks. Rishikesh, definitely we will address your concern there. Yes, you are right. Railway stock has just not performed over the last 1.5 years. What they showed as initial promise has all dwindled into a lot of test of patience for a lot of our viewers. Most of the experts who we are speaking to last couple of days, Rishikesh, are not very sure whether there will be any sharp pickup or an improvement in the railway space right now. We have a question from Sai Verma on Vedanta for the next 1 year. That's something that we will definitely address. Srinivas has a question, interesting question on Trent. For the next 6 months, should I buy it or not after the earnings? Yes, there is a 2% uptick, but let's find out whether this will make for a buy. We have some more questions coming in. Anuj Singh says, good afternoon on Nykaa. He's already holding some shares. Today is a good day for Nykaa actually, and you bought it at the rate of 501. Let me just quickly look at the share there at this point in time. It's trading 261 odd levels. So you had 205k rate per, right? So you are still in profits. That's a good thing, Anuj Singh. So the good part is that you are actually seeing good profits today, but maybe you want to know that you want to still hold on to it, or should you exit from it at this point in time or not. Next is we have Oswal Pumps, a question from Mohit Yadav, who says, should I buy right now or not? For sure, we will take that question too, Mohit. We have a lot of questions that are coming in on defense names like BEL, HAL. Ankur Modi has some questions there. So we will definitely look at that question as well, because defense names are definitely catching the attention of a lot of our viewers. There was not too much of a substantial momentum after the budget also here. But yes, we will try and address that too. Let's try and look at some of the other questions too. We have auto ancillary names as questions that are coming in. On the Nifty also, a lot of you have asked the question. We will definitely take all of that too as well. But we are just still waiting by to take some questions from our viewer there, from our guest there, who will be joining in a bit. So let's do one thing. We'll take a short break and we'll return and we'll wait by for our guest to join and take your questions. Stay tuned right after. We'll be coming by and joining a guest soon. Right, welcome back, viewers. We have Mr. Kranti Patini now joining in, Director of Research, Wealthmint Securities, to answer all your questions. Mr. Patini, we have a lot of our viewers asking you the questions, so we'll kickstart by taking a lot of questions and we'll try and answer them ASAP so that we can make up for all the lost ground there. Rishikesh has asked the question. He wants to know, I'm really upset with the market these days, especially my losses in the railway stocks. I'm holding on many stocks with about 40-45% losses. What should be the way out? Should I shift my money to any stocks where I can cover up for my losses?
Yes, actually, we can understand the market movement at this point of time. Railway stocks, if the investor have a long-term view, definitely he can hold on to railway stocks. It can be stock specific, but by and large, there is a sufficient capital allocation was allocated towards the railway infrastructure is concerned, so he can hold on to the railway stocks in the medium to long term. So markets are volatile and they're also in a consolidation phase. So these kind of ups and downs are expected in the stocks.
Right. Mr. Patini, we have the next question. This is from Sai Verma, who wants to know about Vedanta and wants to know over the next 1 year, would you advise a fresh entry?
Definitely. With the kind of traction we are seeing in the metal cycle is concerned and kind of demerger news that is there in the corner, definitely one can hold Vedanta at this point of time and accumulate at dips Vedanta in a medium to long term. If the investor have a 2-3 years horizon, he can hold on to Vedanta.
Right. Next, we have this question from Srini, who wants to know about trend for the next 6 months. Should he buy this stock?
Trend has been a strong bullish mode, Sakshi, and in fact, the stock has been a multi-bagger in the last 3 years, if we see. But in the recent past, last 1 year, the stock has corrected from its high. The results have been flattish from past 2 quarters. That's where we can see some kind of a pressure on trend is concerned. But given the kind of long-term outlook and the disposable incomes, rising disposable incomes of Indians are concerned, one can accumulate trend. But 6 months view is very short for trend given the kind of valuations of this company is concerned. Almost all Tata Group companies are in a consolidation phase right now. So if the investor have a time horizon above more than a year, he can start adding trend. But for 6 months and all, I would avoid trend in the medium to short term.
Right. Okay, let's take the next question, and this one is from Tekpal Bhatia, who wants to know from you a long-term view on Timken India.
It's a decent stock, Sakshi, and the results have been good for Timken is concerned. If the investor have a long-term view, the best advisable thing for Timken is one can add in a very staggered manner at dips. That's what the strategy you need to have for Timken India is concerned. Most probably at dips he can accumulate.
Okay, let's take the next one, and this one is Sheetal Agarwal, who wants to know about EPL Limited and wants to know if I have to look at this stock for a short term, would you advise this stock as well?
SL Propack, Sakshi, EPL?
Yeah.
Yeah. EPL medium to short term, one need to avoid, Sakshi, and these kind of market conditions are concerned. So for a longer term, okay, one can add this company for a longer term perspective, but shorter term, one can avoid EPL for a short term perspective is concerned.
Okay, next we have this question from Anuj Singh, who says, good afternoon, I want to know about Nykaa. 205 is the rate at which I bought this stock at. What should I do for the next 1 year? So he's in profits today. Also, Nykaa is up by 4%. What should he be doing now?
Sakshi, in terms of the valuations of Nykaa is concerned, I'm still not convinced the kind of valuation the stock is currently trading. So the stock recently, it has given a breakout. Okay, the stock has rallied from 240 to 260. For a medium to short term profit, perspective, one can book profit from the table. Nykaa is concerned.
Okay. Let's take another question. This one is from one of our other viewers. This is Okay, Namesh, who says, I'm a big fan of Business Today channel. Thank you so much, Namesh, for your words. He wants to know from you, Mr. Patini, on Ambuja Cement. He's bought this stock at 540. What should he be doing?
Ambuja Cement, one can hold on to Ambuja Cement, Sakshi, given the kind of the current infrastructure focus is concerned, and the budget also given a lot of emphasis towards the capex as well as infrastructure is concerned. So Ambuja Cement, the stock has been in a consolidation phase, and the stock has witnessed a sharp pullback in the recent market rally. And December quarter results are concerned, the quarterly results have been, the top line has grown up, but the bottom line has been some kind of a pressure is taking place due to the cyclicality is concerned. But given the kind of the current valuation, one can add Ambuja Cements at dips.
Okay. Next, we have this question from Jay Kishan, who says, सर मेरे पास सारे मिड कैप्स और स्मॉल कैप्स हैं और यहाँ पर मुझे भारी नुकसान हो रहा है, मुझे क्या करना चाहिए? So yes, we do know in the last 1 year or so, it's been the large caps that have outperformed the mid and small caps. That's where the pain is. A lot of retail investors must be stuck in this situation. Do you see a way out here?
Sakshi, it all depends upon stock specific things. The investor is holding a basket of mid and small caps, and the last 6 months especially, the mid and small caps entered into a consolidation phase. On a 18 months perspective, mid and small cap stocks were outperforming. But last 3 months, the kind of volatility the market have witnessed, the impacted stock universe is mid and small cap. We need to be very stock specific. If the investor is holding good companies with good earning recovery and also earning traction, one can hold on. Okay, this is part and parcel of mid and small cap. One need to aware before investing in mid and small cap, they are high beta in nature. So as the markets are in a consolidation phase and due to the high volatile nature of the market in these days, mid and small caps are getting impacted. So if the investors need to be a little bit stock specific, but by and large, mid and small cap outperforms the large cap on a longer term perspective. So he can hold on.
Okay. Next, we have this question from another of our viewers who's joining in on our YouTube again, Aarti Jain, who wants to know about BHEL. What is the outlook for the next 2 to 3 months on BHEL? She wants to know from you.
2 to 3 months, the perspective is slightly difficult, actually, given the kind of the current volatility what we are witnessing. And BHL is concerned, the stock has witnessed a strong rally in the last 6 months. It's moved from 240 to 300. Again, it is consolidating around 270 range. Coming back to the results are concerned, the results are decent for the company with respect to a quarterly perspective is concerned. One can hold on given the kind of the current capex as well as railways and the power theme is concerned, and also the nuclear power also can be one of the segment BHL is going to enter on a longer term perspective. One can hold on to BHL for a medium to longer term perspective, but 2 months one need to have a strict stop loss somewhere around 225 and all for a trading perspective.
Okay, got that. Thank you so much, Mr. Patini, for being with us on the show and addressing all those queries. We'll leave you at that. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.
Let's go across to our next guest who's joining in, viewers, and that's Mr. Ruchit Jain for our second segment of the show as well. He's again a regular on the show, and all of you really follow him. Thank you so much, Ruchit, for joining in on the program. Let me quickly take your first view on the markets first, and then we'll take some of the other questions too. What are you making of the current fall in the markets? Why is there nervousness on the D Street right now? We were thinking that most of the overhang of the trade deal, of the budget, all of that is out now, but still the markets are lacking the strength to sustain on the upside. What is it that the markets are waiting for?
Yeah, hi, very good afternoon, Sakshi.
Yeah.
Well, I think market participants should have some patience. We have already seen a good phase of underperformance or corrective phase compared to the global markets in last 6 months. And now when all the news flows, which most of the market participants were waiting for, maybe a good budget or even the US trade deal, UK FTA trade deal, I think these all will lead to a good momentum in the near future or going ahead. It's just that these are some short-term volatility phases which are going on. But the good thing is that recently, if you look at last 6 months, the broader markets have not seen any kind of up move. So what happens that before the event, if the prices have already seen an up move, then many times it happens that on event outcome there is unwinding. But this time, before all these events which took place, the markets have already gone through a corrective phase. So I think this is a good sign for the future that the downside should be limited from here on as far as Nifty or the mid cap indices are concerned. So I think it's just a normal regular dip we are witnessing. Even if you look at the FIS figures since last couple of sessions, they have now turned a bit biased in the cash segment. In the index futures, they have started covering their short positions. So I think the downside now from current levels for the markets would be limited. Yes, you need to be sector specific, you need to be stock specific when looking for opportunities. But on the Nifty front, the immediate support for the markets is coming around 25,500 to 25,400. So we are advising our clients also to keep a buy on dip approach. And if you get any dip towards this range, then one can look that as a buying opportunity.
Okay, let's take the next query that we have from our viewers. Now, Ruchit, starting off the Q&A round with you too. We have Kalpesh Kacharia writing in from Mumbai. He, usually makes strategies of short selling in the markets. For February expiry 2, he has done a short sold. He's short sold silver at 2,98,800 with a target of 1,80,000. Right now, we do know that there is a sharp crash in silver and ETF prices are also down by almost 15%. What do you think about his position? Should he continue to hold on? Will there be, a sharp drop to prices below 2 lakh and almost at 1,80,000?
So silver has entered a corrective phase in last 7-8 trading sessions. From the 29th of Jan, when the huge volatility was seen, we witnessed very sharp correction on the next day, that is 30th of Jan. Now, what has happened last couple of days, some pullback moves was there. But if you look at the silver futures in MCX, then the index has not managed to, the commodity has not managed to surpass that resistance. And 20 EMA is acting as a resistance now. So I think till that gets surpassed, the short-term momentum seems to be at a corrective phase. You can continue to hold your positions, but do keep some stop losses in the money that is in profits. Maybe you can choose some monetary stop loss because the volatility for the short term in commodities has turned very high. So I think volatile moves are expected to continue, but since our selling price is good and immediate near-term trend seems of a corrective nature, keep some stop loss in profits and hold your positions.
Okay, got that. Taking the next question, we have Ashwin from Bangalore wants to know about Adani Power at the current levels. Can he add this stock at the current levels? Would you advise him?
So I would advise if you have existing positions, then continue to hold on. I won't advise adding more positions over here. 130, 135 is a good support for the stock where the 200 EMA is placed. But we have not seen that kind of price volume action happening, which would indicate a significant trended up move going ahead. So since the supports are intact, there is no problem in holding existing longs. So just hold your existing longs with stop loss below 130.
Okay, got that. Let's take the next question. This one is from one of our viewers. Okay, this is Jay Kisan. Says, I have 1,000 shares of Newgen Software at 1,000 levels. Could you please guide him?
The trend is negative for the stock, and it may be a lesson that you should not wait for too long in losses. So as of now, there are no signs of recovery or uptrend. So I would advise, just because momentum readings are a bit oversold. So if you get any kind of minor pullback moves in the near future, then take it as an exit opportunity. So since the trend is negative, I would advise to exit from the stock.
Right. Swati wants to know from you, Ruchit, that I want to know about Parag Milk. I bought it at 257. What should I be doing?
You can hold for a pullback move in the near future, but on pullback move, resistance would come around 275, 280 zone. So those would be levels where you can take a review again whether you should exit a positions over there. But current levels you can hold for a pullback.
Okay, let's take the next question. This one again is from one of our viewers on our YouTube channel. Okay, we have one of our questions. Okay, you haven't mentioned the question. You've only written, please take my questions. Okay, Sachin says GMDC is my question on. 118 level is what he has bought this stock at. What could be a target and stop loss in the short term, he wants to know.
So the buying price is good. So I don't think you need to worry much about this. If you're looking from a short-term basis, then 556 is the immediate support where the 50 DMA is placed, and last few days consolidation low is there. So 555, 556 is the support zone for the stock. Overall trend remains positive. So you can continue to hold your long positions.
Okay. Dilip wants to know, says, thanks for the opportunity to ask questions. Thanks a lot, Dilip, for writing in. His question is on Mrs. Bector's food. How do you see this stock technically?
We have seen low top, low bottom formation in Bector's food over last few months. So the trend is not that positive. It's just that the stock is now corrected and trading around its previous swing low support of 200. So 200 is the 200, 210 is the immediate support zone for the stock. And on higher side, 260, 270 will be the resistance. So can expect some sort of consolidation within this range.
Okay. Let's take the next one. This one is from Sri Hari Krishna. Wants to know about IDBI Bank's fundamentals and technicals from the present levels for long term.
The technical structure looks positive for IDBI Bank. Of course, this has been in news, with regards to disinvestment. So 95 is the immediate support for the stock, which is a 200 EMA. Till that is intact, the overall trend is not that negative. So can continue to hold if you have existing long positions.
Okay. We have one more question coming in, and this one is from Ankur Modi, who wants to know about a fresh entry between CAMS or NSDL. Which one of them looks better for a fresh entry between the stock market, capital markets related stocks?
You can look at CAMS. The stock is trading around its weekly 200 EMA. The last week's low of 650 exactly coincides with the weekly 200 EMA. So that is a good support for the stock. Then so CAMS can be preferred.
Okay. Let's take another one. Arihant wants to know about Mahindra and Mahindra, Ruchit, and the question is on that I have bought this stock at 3,572. Should I continue to hold on, or is there also a case for averaging?
Continue to hold existing positions. The stock is going through some consolidation phase, but on a longer term charts, it just seems to be a sideways correction within a long term uptrend. So 3,300 is a good support for the stock. If till that is intact, you can hold your existing longs.
Okay. Let me take the next question. This one is from one of our other viewers on our YouTube again. Okay, this is Nuvoco Vista. The question is that I need a short-term view. I have 100 shares of Nuvoco Vista at 360 in my portfolio. Do you track this one?
Yes, it's consolidating within a range. 320 is the support for the stock. We have seen twice the stock has came around there, but the stock did not break that levels. So till 320 is intact, hold your existing longs which are there. You can place a stop loss below 320 on your positions.
Okay. Srikanth from Bangalore wants to know about Car Trade Technologies, bought at 2,900. Today I think it's down. What would your suggestion be?
I think should look to exit from this. Today the stock has breached its important 200 EMA support, which is not that good sign. So I would advise to take an exit from this.
Okay. Satyan wants to know about First Source Solutions, buying price of 330, can hold for more than 1 year. What is the future prospect of this one?
So the trend does not seem to be positive for First Source as well. If you look at the mid-cap IT names, the last few weeks, these IT stocks have been witnessing a corrective phase, and First Source has also seen similar downtrend. Within the entire basket, if you see, Birlasoft is one mid-cap IT name which is showing relative strength compared to others or even First Source. So I think if you have already have long positions, then you can look to switch from First Source to Birlasoft.
Okay. Next we have another question from Tanmay from Ahmedabad. He says, I have investment in oil and gas sector. I have HPCL, BPCL, also Reliance. Any of these stocks that you would warrant him to exit right now?
No, I think energy as a sector should do well going ahead.
Okay.
The kind of no momentum, even the upstream companies such as Reliance, ONGC has shown with good volumes in last few days, and even the stocks such as BPCL, IOC has given breakout about the previous swing highs. So I think the sector as a whole can do well going ahead. So I don't think you need to exit from this sector. Keep a time horizon of about 3 to 6 months and hold your long positions.
Okay. Next, we have Mohit from Ludhiana. He says 200 shares of Container Corp is what I have at 512. My time horizon is 3 years. Can you please guide me on this?
So hold your positions. I think the price-based corrective phase has been done. We have already seen a good positive divergence. 470 is a good support for the stock, and the buy price is not too far from those levels. So I think from a 2 to 3 years perspective, we should expect good up move in the stock. Initial hurdle from a short-term perspective will come around 570, but from a longer-term perspective, you can expect levels around 640 for this one.
Okay. We have another question from Basavraj from Bangalore. Wants to know about alkyl amine. Bought at 1614, right now incurring losses. Wants to know, is it a good idea to accumulate at this level or exit with losses?
So the trend is not that positive for the stock, and it's not only last few trading sessions, but no last few months we have not seen any kind of outperformance or any kind of trended up moves coming from this stock. So will not advise to average. In fact, you can look for some other better name to invest in.
Okay. Arpan from Kolkata wants to know about Larsen and Tubro at the current levels. Would you advise him, and a probable target and a stop loss in the short to medium term?
Can keep an approach to buy gradually, can buy some at current levels, and if you get any dip towards 3900, 3850 range, look to average at lower levels. Major support base is around 3700. 3720 was the recent swing low. 200 EMA is around 3770. So 3720, 3770 is a good support zone for the stock. So stop losses would come below 3700. So buy some at current levels. If we get any dip, add more at lower levels with stop loss below 3700. And on the higher side, no, from a bit midterm perspective, you can expect 4400 to 4500 zone.
Okay. Mitika Swaroop writes in and says, I have bought Indian hotels at 740. What should I do? Please take my query. Sure, Mitika, we're taking your query. Indian hotels at 740.
So the stock has went through some no corrective phase over last few months, and still the trend does not look that positive. But at least a pullback move towards 200 EMA cannot be ruled out, which is around 730. I think somewhere around your buy price itself. So wait for pullback towards 730. You can look to exit around those levels.
Okay, next one we have this question from Kiran from Chennai, who wants to know about any affordable robotics as a stock. Okay, bought at 198. Okay, let me just quickly look at this share in case it shows up in my portfolio, in my system. Affordable robotic and automation. It's currently at 189, down by 5 odd percent. But last 5 days it's moved up by about 10 odd percent. Last 1 month again it's been trending downward. Same way last 6 months it's been down by more than 50%. Do you track this stock, Ruchir?
Clear negative trend which is there in the stock. A low top, low bottom structure. In between, smaller pullback moves are there, but no volume-based buying happening or no sustainable up trends are there. So I would advise to avoid any kind of bottom fishing over here. If you have existing long positions also, then better to take an exit on any pullback moves.
Okay. Next we have Gajodhar writing in and saying that I want to know about V2 retail bought at 2500 levels. What should I do? Can you please suggest a target and stop loss for this one?
So resistance is around a buy price only 2500. Because if you see in the November, the stock made a high in the range of 2500 to 2600. Even in the month of December or January, start same 2500 high was seen. So that is itself the resistance, where support is 1800. So the trend is sideways with broad consolidation in the range of 1800 to 2500.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question well as well. All right, towards the end, Rujit, I'll take your own choice of stocks that you would like to advise most of our viewers here.
So I think overall energy as a sector can do well going ahead. So one can focus on stocks from the oil and gas space. We like ONGC from the space where relatively, a 10 month or 12-month consolidation breakout has been seen. So definitely, it's one of the stock where you expect slow and gradual up move, but no, the downside seems to be limited from here on. So at current levels, you can go long on ONGC with stop loss below 254 and expect target around 295.
Okay, got that. I hope viewers this has answered your question. Ruchit, thank you so much for being with us, addressing all
Thank
the
you, Sakshi.
concerns of our viewers. Always a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, we'll wrap it up on that note on Daily Calls edition. But do stay tuned. We will continue to cover the market buzz for you through the course of the day. I'll be joining you for the closing edition at 3 p.m. as well, both on India Today and on Business Today Television. So stay tuned for that as well.